What's up guys, Velo here, back again with another video, and today I want to talk about editing. Now I know there's a ton of information that we could get into. We don't have enough time for all of it, but I want to give you just a few little tips and tricks that are going to make a difference in your edits, that are going to make you a little bit smoother, faster, more efficient. And that's the word that we're going to go. You're going to hear efficient a lot today, okay? So let's go ahead and hop right into the video. All right guys, so my very first tip to you, and keep in mind, I play on PC. I know I'm spoiled when it comes to building and editing. We're able to move our mouse around a lot faster. We can just whip it all over the place. We have the scroll wheel thing. We got that, all right? But controller players, you can still be very fast and efficient with your edits. This is the only tip I have for you. I don't know a ton about controller stuff. I have dove into it a little bit, but I've reached out to friends who are gods on controller who can edit very fast, build very fast, and this is the tip that they give to me to give to you. Whatever your build or change mode button is and your edit button, those should be different. Okay, if you're just holding down that edit key because it's the same as your switch mode, that's going to take additional time to do these things, right? It's going to be confusing. What do I switch it to? I think that you should have sprint always on, so you don't have to have one button completely designated to sprint. The person that I am referring to uses the L3 button to change modes, and he uses B to edit. Now keep in mind, he doesn't use paddles at all. He doesn't play claw, and he's still a god when it comes to editing. He's very fast with it. So I would have those buttons different and have zero hold time, right? So it's instant. When you hit your edit button, you start editing. All right, the first thing I want to talk about, guys, is crosshair placement. What do I mean by that? It means where you place your All right guys, crosshair placement. So what you're gonna wanna do with crosshair placement is start paying attention to how far you're moving your crosshair. It should be more like crosshair movement. Crosshair movement and placement. We're doing both of those things. Yeah, that's a thing. All right, so when you're selecting an edit, let's say that we're gonna select like these 4 tiles, right? We're gonna select this bottom edit here, all right? You could do it like this. Look how much my crosshair is moving when we do that. Or you notice if we just come right in here, whoop, whoop, it's a very small, easy movement. So pay attention to that. I know you have to be a little bit more precise, but this is a much easier edit than this, right? A lot less distance to travel with that old crosshair. But also keep in mind, where is your crosshair placement when you complete the edit? So if I'm doing like a bottom corner, look where my crosshair is looking here. Imagine that there's a player right here that we're trying to shoot. Good example, if I was to do this bottom corner edit and I wanted to shoot this guy behind the wall and I pull out my shotgun, look at where I have to drag up, boom, and hit like this flick shot. Whereas if I was doing this edit, my crosshair placement is pretty much already there. Not that you would actually use that specific edit, but just saying, be aware where your crosshair placement is. It's a better option than doing this and then flicking up, right? Another thing, guys, this doesn't really get into, I guess it's kind of editing, but this is a better option. Top corner, he can't shoot you. Whoop. Anyway, moving on. All right, so the angle at which you edit is going to have a great impact on the distance that you have to travel with your crosshair. So let's go ahead and show you guys an example. Let's say we're building something like a ramp, right? And if you guys don't know, when you edit ramps really quick, whatever side you select first, like if we're doing a single staircase, that's going to be the low side of the ramp. If we drag it over here, that's going to be the high side. I think most of you guys know that. But let's take a look just really quick at what we just did. Look at the boxes that we have to edit, right? I used to do this when I do a single staircase. I would like come out here, like exaggerate, and I'd do like this big flick in order to do just a very basic edit. And if you really look, you only have to click right here and just drag to there. It's very simple. Now the angle, like I was talking about, if we're standing on the ramp, right, and we make this edit, we have to come down. Look at the distance my crosshair is traveling. Select, drag, done, and then my crosshair is kind of pointed down here. So I'm gonna have to, for the next edit, come back up and so on. Whereas if I'm standing in front of this ramp and I wanna make the same edit, and my crosshair placement is good, all I have to do is edit, select, and actually, like as I run forward, it kind of does it for me. Or just a little lift of that crosshair is going to make that edit way easier. There's circumstances where you can't predict this or prepare for this, but let's go ahead and just look at timeout, guys. If you're enjoying this video, I need you to do me a favor, because 96% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. It is absolutely free, guys. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000, okay? Trying to get to 1,000. Help me get there. Thank you so much. Back to the thing. So look at the difference. If I'm gonna go ahead and do this where I'm gonna run onto the ramp and then make the edit, I'm gonna do that going this way, and on the way back, I'm gonna show you guys how if we are aware of our crosshair movement and the position of our character, how we can be much more efficient, right? So this is waiting until I'm on the ramp to do, I'm doing the edit this way, by the way, just to be consistent. Of course, I can't even do it now. Look at the movement of the screen. Come on, Velo. It's your time to shine. Oh my God. I swear I can do this. All right, so I guess that's a perfect example. I'm gonna leave that in the video. Because this shows you how much easier it is if we are in the right position and we're just doing like this, right? Look at the distance my crosshair is traveling now. Okay, so the angle at which you edit is going to have a great impact on the distance that you have to travel. Sometimes you can prepare for that, sometimes you can't. Let's go ahead and look at let's look at double edits, because this is where we have to start thinking even more about crosshair placement. This is a great example. We have a wall followed by a ramp. If we want to do those same two edits that we did before, where we're doing the bottom corner, right? And then we're doing the single staircase, look at what I just did there. Anybody catch that? I did this bottom corner edit from here up. Look at where my crosshair is. Okay, in order to do the next stair edit, I'm gonna have to select, come all the way down here as I'm moving forward and do that. Whereas if I was gonna do this wall edit and drag down this way, my crosshair is already ready for this edit, right? So look at the difference between doing the same edit. We're doing the same 3 tiles, but just the order in which we do them, awareness, crosshair placement. If I do it this way, look at how much my screen is moving. I'm missing edits. Right? Now look at the difference. All I have to do is change the direction I do that edit in my crosshair placement. Look at the difference. Much better, much better. So, all right, continuing with double edits, going back into the crosshair placement. For example, this is just a floor and then a wall edit. All right, and let's say that this is what I actually used to do. Right? This is a lot of movement. It's pretty consistent. It helps that I'm on keyboard and mouse. But let's look at the crosshair placement when I finish this edit. I'm already here at this tile. All I have to do is lift up and just a little movement like that, right? And then I'm actually already set up for this next edit. Okay? So all I have to do, again, change the direction, be a little bit more aware, and look at how much less I have to move the crosshair versus this. This, and then let's do, it's hard to kind of switch up in the middle. This. All right, so my challenge for you guys, when you come into my edit gym, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to that right here. When you come into my edit gym, I challenge you to go through these edits and see how little you can move your crosshair, right? When you can become efficient with your edits this way, it's going to slowly start to translate in game also, where you're just gonna naturally do that. And that's the idea behind edit gyms. When you're doing all of these drills over and over, you're never going to encounter this sequence in a game, right? Not 20 of them in a row, right? The reason we do them is so that we can get that muscle memory and get that habit and learn these different movements so that when we do encounter them in a game, it just happens, all right? And that's how we're gonna practice, that's how we're gonna play. So like this, the movement of your character is also gonna determine that edit and how much you have to move your crosshair. So example is if I make this edit right here, look where my crosshair is, but as I fall, I can actually select 2 of the tiles to make this edit. So then rather than coming down and then making this edit, all I can do is as I'm falling, select like this, right? So very little movement of the crosshair. All right, makes sense? Great edit, Vila. Great edit. Let's go ahead and take a look at triple edits. I know that you guys are kind of getting the idea of the direction that this video is going, but let's go ahead and look at triple edits because this is sometimes an area that people are very inefficient, myself included. This one is a good example. This is a floor cone wall edit, and I want to show you guys how I did it before. And the way I did it before, I don't think that would be an efficient way for anybody, but primarily console players are going to have a difficult time with this. Controller players are going to have a difficult time with this movement because I'm using a lot of mouse movement here, right? This is how I was doing this. Let's switch off to this, right? a lot of up and down movement here. So I was doing this, select, and then select, okay? I just got into this rhythm. All right, but look at, if we take a second and just break this down, dissect where our crosshair placement is when we make these two edits. Right now, I make this edit. Where's my crosshair? It's here. Why lift up and do this one, right? I can just select, click. Look where my crosshair is. I can just select and I'm already here for this edit. Those are the 3 edits that I was doing, guys. So look at the difference now if we go select, how much less I'm moving my mouse. Look, I'm actually not very efficient because I haven't practiced this yet, but that's what it looks like. How much less I'm moving my mouse, or my crosshair, I should say, as opposed to this. All right, so triple edits becomes even more apparent. And the people that are having trouble doing triple edits or double edits or any type of edit, if we just take a second, slow things down, focus on where our crosshair placement is, then we can start being smarter with these movements and they'll just translate into game. All right. All right, so here's a good example of a time where I would have to switch up the wall edit that I'm gonna do to be more efficient with my crosshair placement to perform the next edit. In this case, we have a cone that we have to edit, and then we come up and we do a floor, and then we do a wall. Now before, because my crosshair placement is here, we were just gonna do this and come up. But if I'm gonna consider the next edit that I have to do to be as efficient as possible, it would probably be more efficient if I came up, selected here, and then now I'm already aiming down for this edit. Okay, does that make sense? Versus before, we're here, up, and then having to come all the way down to do this edit, right? So, just like that. Yeah, something like that. Here's another one. This is an example going with the stairs, and this is something that I actually didn't even know until recently. But here's an edit that you guys might have, if you ever do 180 edits, right? 180 edits on a ramp. You guys have probably selected this middle tile, right? And drug it back to this back tile and does a 180. You can actually do the same edit by just selecting this middle tile here and then just going to this side edit right here. Boom. It does the exact same thing. It does the exact same thing. All right. So you don't have to travel as far with the mouse or with the, excuse me, the crosshair. But for an edit like this, where we can come like this, edit, and then just select there and boop, turn it around, versus what I used to do, which was this. I do like this big edit like this. And on mouse, this is gonna be a little bit easier than on controller, but you can see a lot of really fast whipping, flicking movements where here, if we just select, boop, turn it around, select, 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 it's a lot easier, a lot less movement with the crosshair, all right? I actually haven't practiced it a whole lot, so this is kind of fun for me right now. Woo! So this is my challenge, guys. This is my challenge. Come in here, see how little you can move that reticle when you're doing these edits. All right, you guys want the secret? Some of you guys might know this, and if you do, I'm sorry, but I didn't know this, and I'm really excited about it. So, who's been in this situation before? I think I kind of gave it away earlier. Who's been in this situation? You're in a box fight, right? And you make this edit, and you're looking out here, and then somebody's there, and you can't reset that wall, right? How we can't reset this wall, right? So what I've done in the past is I would like quickly like do a stair edit and then be able to reset it, right? Or I would even actually prepare for it by doing like this edit instead, you know, or this edit, something that I would always have the option to quickly reset them. I didn't know this. Check this out. Doesn't matter where you are. If you pull out your wall piece, like you're gonna build a wall there, now you can reset it. Amazing. So let me show you that again for you scroll wheelers like me. We do this. Can't get this open, just pull out our wall, boom, resets. Okay, and if you're gonna actually click your reset button, you're in this situation, pull out your wall, hit your reset, or your edit, reset, and then whatever your confirm button is. Just like that. And you can do this from any angle. If you're underneath, this same situation here. Pull out your wall piece like you would, hit your edit button, reset, and then, oh, confirm. Or in my case, scroll wheel. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to, what did they say? Smash that like button? Yeah, do that. Smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.